The Sutra of Queen Srimala of the Lion's Roar. Chapter 4, Acceptance of the True Dharma. At that time, Queen Srimala said to the Buddha, "Having received the Buddha's power, I will now explain the great vow which is controlled by the principle of the true Dharma, being the truth without error." The Buddha said to Srimala, "I permit you to explain as you wish." Srimala said to the Buddha, "The Bodhisattva vows, which are as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River, are all contained in the one great vow that is called Acceptance of the True Dharma. Acceptance of the True Dharma truly is the great vow." The Buddha praised Srimala. "Excellent, excellent. Your wisdom, or prajna, and skillful means, or upaya, are most profound and subtle. You have already, for a long time, increased in virtue. In the future, living beings who develop such virtue will be able to understand you. Your explanation of the acceptance of the true Dharma is that which the Buddhas of the past, present, and future have explained, now explain, and will explain. Having realized supreme, complete enlightenment, or Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, I also speak of this acceptance of the true Dharma. I explain that acceptance of the true Dharma has merits that cannot be limited. The Tathagata's wisdom and eloquence also are without limits. Why? Because in this acceptance of the true Dharma, there are great merits and great benefits." Queen Srimala said to the Buddha, "Again, having received the Buddha's power, I shall further explain the extension of the acceptance of the true Dharma." The Buddha said, "Then please explain." Section 1, Immeasurable. Like a great cloud. Srimala said to the Buddha, "The meaning of the extension of the acceptance of the true Dharma is immeasurable. It includes all teachings of the Buddha, consisting of 84,000 discourses. Like a great cloud that appears at the time of creation, showering down multicolored rain and many kinds of jewels, acceptance of the true Dharma rains forth innumerable rewards and innumerable virtues. Like the great waters. O Lord, at the time of creation, the 3,000 great worlds and the 40 billion kinds of continents emerged from the great waters. Similarly, the innumerable worlds of the Mahayana, the supernatural powers of all the bodhisattvas, the peace and happiness of all worlds, the magical omnipotence of all worlds, and the peace of the transcendental worlds that has not been experienced by gods and humans from the time of creation, all these emerge from acceptance of the true Dharma. Like the great earth, the supporter. Moreover, acceptance of the true Dharma is like the great earth that supports 4 weights. What are the 4? The great seas, the mountains, vegetation, and living beings. Similarly, like that great earth, good sons and daughters who accept the true Dharma build the great earth and carry 4 responsibilities. Who are the 4? 1. Living beings who have parted from good friends, either have not heard the Dharma or are without the Dharma. By advising them to cultivate the good deeds of humans and gods, good sons and daughters prepare them for entering the path. 2. For those who want to be disciples or shravakas, they present the disciple vehicle. 3. For those who want to be pratyeka Buddhas or solitary enlightened ones, they present the pratyeka Buddha vehicle. And 4. For those who want to be followers of the great vehicle, they present the Mahayana. These are the good sons and good daughters who accept the true Dharma, build the great earth, and carry the 4 responsibilities. Therefore, Lord, good sons and daughters who accept the true Dharma, build the great earth, and carry the 4 responsibilities, become friends without being asked for the sake of all living beings. In their great compassion, they comfort and sympathize with living beings, and become the Dharma Mother of the world. Section 2, like the great earth, which has 4 jewel storehouses. Again, acceptance of the true Dharma is like the great earth that has 4 kinds of jewel storehouses. What are the 4? They are the priceless, the supremely valuable, the moderately valuable, and the slightly valuable. These are the great earth's 4 kinds of jewel storehouses. Similarly, good sons and daughters who accept the true Dharma and build the great earth obtain the 4 kinds of most precious jewels, namely, living beings. Who are the 4? 1. Those who have not heard the Dharma or are without the Dharma, to whom the good sons and daughters who have accepted the true Dharma present the cultivation of merits and virtuous deeds of humans and gods. 2. Those who want to be disciples are presented with the disciple vehicle. 3. Those who want to be Pratyeka Buddhas are presented with the Pratyeka Buddha vehicle. And 4. Those who want to follow the great vehicle are presented with the Mahayana. Therefore, all the good sons and daughters who obtain the great jewels, namely living beings, realize extraordinarily rare merits because of acceptance of the Dharma. Lord, the great jewel storehouse is the acceptance of the true Dharma. Section 3, identical with the true Dharma itself. Lord, acceptance of the true Dharma means the true Dharma itself is not different from acceptance of the true Dharma. The true Dharma itself is identical with the acceptance of the true Dharma. Section 4, identical with the perfections. Lord, the perfections are not different from the one who accepts the true Dharma. The one who accepts the true Dharma is identical with the perfections. Why? 1. Good sons and daughters who accept the true Dharma give even their body and limbs for those who respond to giving. By protecting these living beings' intentions, they teach them. When they are thus taught and caused to abide in the true Dharma, this is called the perfection of giving, or dana. 2. Good sons and daughters teach the protection of the 6 senses, the purification of body, speech, and mind, and the cultivation of the 4 correct postures in walking, standing, sitting, and reclining to those who respond to discipline. By protecting these living beings' intentions, they teach them. When they are thus taught and caused to abide in the true Dharma, this is called the perfection of discipline, or sila. 3. Good sons and daughters teach non-hatred, supreme patience, and neutrality in outer expression to those who respond to patience. By protecting these living beings' intentions, they teach them. When they are thus taught and caused to abide in the true Dharma, this is called the perfection of patience, or ksanti. 4. Good sons and daughters do not teach indolence, but the desire to practice, supreme perseverance, and cultivation of the 4 correct postures to those who respond to perseverance. By protecting these living beings' intentions, they teach them. When they are thus taught and caused to abide in the true Dharma, this is called the perfection of perseverance, or virya. 5. Good sons and daughters teach tranquility, constant mindfulness not conditioned by external objects, and recollection of all actions and speech over long periods of time to those who respond to meditation. By protecting these living beings' intentions, they teach them. When they are thus taught and caused to abide in the true Dharma, this is called the perfection of meditation, or dhyana. 6. Good sons and daughters, when questioned concerning the meaning of all things, extensively teach all treatises and all arts without trepidation, causing those who respond to wisdom to reach the ultimate in science and art. By protecting these living beings' intentions, they teach them. When they are thus taught and caused to abide in the true Dharma, this is the perfection of wisdom, or prajna. Therefore, O Lord, the perfections are not different from the one who accepts the true Dharma. The one who accepts the true Dharma is identical with the perfections. O Lord, now receiving your power, I will further explain the greatness of the true Dharma. The Buddha said, "Please do so." Section 5. Identical with the one who accepts the true Dharma. Srimala said to the Buddha, "Acceptance of the true Dharma means acceptance of the true Dharma is not different from the one who accepts the true Dharma. Good sons and daughters who accept the true Dharma are identical with acceptance of the true Dharma." Why? Because good sons and daughters who accept the true Dharma abandon 3 things for the sake of acceptance of the true Dharma. What are the 3? They are body, life, and wealth. When good sons and daughters abandon the body, they become equal to the last limit of the cycle of birth and death, or samsara. Having parted from old age, illness, and death, they realize the indestructible, eternal, unchanging, and inconceivable merits of the Tathagata's Dharma body, or Dharmakaya. When they abandon life, they become equal to the last limit of the cycle of birth and death. Ultimately, having parted from death, they realize the limitless, eternal, and inconceivable merits penetrating all the profound Buddha Dharmas. When they abandon property, they become equal to the last limit of the cycle of birth and death. Having realized the inexhaustible, indestructible, ultimately eternal, inconceivable, and complete merits that are not common to all other living beings, they obtain the excellent offerings of all living beings. Lord, good sons and daughters who have abandoned these 3, body, life, and wealth, and have accepted the true Dharma, will always obtain the predictions of all the Buddhas concerning their Buddhahood, and will be honored by all living beings. Furthermore, O Lord, good sons and daughters who accept the true Dharma without distortion and without deception or misrepresentation will love the true Dharma and accept the true Dharma, entering into Dharma friendship when the 4 groups of followers, namely monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen, are forming rival factions that cause the destruction and dispersion of the Sangha. Those who enter into Dharma friendship will certainly receive the prediction of their future Buddhahood by all the Buddhas. O Lord, I see that acceptance of the true Dharma has such great powers. Because you are the eye of truth, the wisdom of truth, the source of the Dharma, and you penetrate all things, you are the basis for the true Dharma and know all things. At that time, the Lord was joyous over Srimala's explanation concerning the great powers of acceptance of the true Dharma. The Buddha said, "Srimala, what you have said is true. The great powers of acceptance of the true Dharma are like a very strong man who only briefly touches a vulnerable part of one's body, yet causes great pain. Similarly, Srimala, barely accepting the true Dharma causes suffering to Mara, the evil one. I do not see even one remaining good act that can cause suffering to Mara in the manner that only barely accepting the true Dharma does. Moreover, the Bull King has a form without equal, surpassing all other bulls. Similarly, even just barely accepting the true Dharma in the Mahayana is superior to all the virtuous deeds of the 2 vehicles, because it is so extensive. The majestic bearing and uniqueness of great Mount Sumeru surpasses all other mountains. Similarly, the merit of abandonment of body, life, and wealth in the Mahayana, acceptance of the true Dharma with a benevolent heart, surpasses the merit of those who have engaged only in the virtuous deeds of the Mahayana, but do not abandon body, life, and wealth. Because of its extensiveness, of course it is superior to the 2 vehicles. Thus, Srimala, through acceptance of the true Dharma, explain this teaching to living beings, teach and convert living beings, and confirm living beings in the Dharma. Therefore, Srimala, acceptance of the true Dharma has these great benefits, these great blessings, and these great fruits. Srimala, even if I explain the merits and benefits of acceptance of the true Dharma for countless periods of time, I shall not reach the end of explaining it. Therefore, acceptance of the true Dharma has immeasurable and unlimited merits.